April the 4th, 2023, comes to order at 4 p.m. First order of business, reading and approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
Make a motion, we suspend the rules and approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew, suspend the reading of the minutes and have them approved as written. All in favor signify saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Next order of business, payment of claims in the amount of $437,980.65.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment of claims as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Matthew, seconded by Ron. Payment of claims in the amount of $437,980.65 be made. All in favor signify saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Regular payroll in the amount of $202,113.53.
I'll make a motion, we approve the regular payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew, that regular payroll in the amount of $202,113.53 be made. All those in favor signify saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Pension payroll in the amount of $88,751.56.
I'll make a motion to approve the pension payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Matthew, seconded by Ron. Pension payroll in the amount of $88,751.56 be made. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Crossing guard payroll in the amount of $5,990.77.
Make a motion to approve the crossing guard payroll as presented.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew. Crossing guard payroll in the amount of $5,990.77 be made. All those in favor signify saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Old business, seeing none, moving on to new business. First thing under new business is a request from the police chief, Dan Sofianis. Says, Dear Board of Public Works and Safety members, I submit for your consideration the promotion of Jay Richardson from lieutenant to the rank of captain. Lieutenant Richardson is a 23-year veteran of the Peru Police Department and is currently assigned to the first shift. Lieutenant Richardson has served as third shift sergeant, second shift sergeant, second shift lieutenant, and day shift lieutenant for the past 7 years. Lieutenant Richardson has proven himself as a leader in the department and has the respect of officers throughout the department. If approved, this promotion will take effect April the 4th, 2023. Very truly yours, Dan Sofianis, Chief of Police. This is due to a vacancy being filled by the retirement of Captain Steve Hoover on the police department.
I'll make a motion, we approve the request.
Second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew, that the request from Chief Sofianis be approved and Lieutenant Richardson be promoted into a rank of captain effective the 4th of April. All those in favor signify saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, moving right along. Request from Stephanie Graff to waive the user fee for the use of the amphitheater on the holiday June 10th, 2023. It says June 19th, but I think there's a...
No, Juneteenth is the holiday.
Right, but it says June 19th, but it's not.
They're going to be using on June 17th, I believe.
June 17th?
Yep.
Okay.
Do you want me to make a motion to correct that?
Yeah, why don't we, before we get started, let's have a motion to correct that date.
I'll make a motion to correct the date from June 19th to June 17th.
Yes. Second.
Motion made by Ron, seconded by Matthew to correct date to June 17th. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Now, Stephanie, is this just going to be a one-day deal this year and not 2 or 3? So
Thank you very much. It will be just one day,
on the 17th, correct?
the 17th.
Okay. As I know in the past, I wasn't here for it last year because I was off sick, but the year before we had like a couple days and things like that, so it's just on the one day.
And we're going to need the water and the electricity just like before, or?
We are not sure, okay, I have to we're not sure exactly whether or not we'll need it. We're trying something new this year. This has been, each year it has been a community event, but because we're having it on 17th as opposed to the official holiday, the 19th, what we're looking at doing, we are waiting to hear back just how involved Kroger's and Walmart will be with this year's event. So I'm not sure yet about the electricity. I stand corrected. I do know about the electricity because we will be having Toy Factory coming in from Indianapolis.
Okay.
So we will need it for the band, but the water I'm not quite
Not sure of yet.
Let us know whenever you find out.
Yeah.
Be the personal contact on that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that'd be fine. Then we'll make sure it happens.
So we respectfully ask, it is a community event, and this year, we are not going to be charging for entrance and admission to it. We've been very fortunate, and the community has embraced this diversity process, so we would like to see if we can get a waiver of the fees. The city was very gracious last year, and we would respectfully ask for that same grace.
We have given you waivers the past 2 years.
No, just 1 year.
Oh, just 1 year, just last year? The year before, when the lieutenant governor was here?
We paid for it.
Okay, all right. So,
Anything else?
what hours are you talking about on
And
the,
then we're also looking at closing it down a little bit. Last year, we did from 10 till 6, I believe. This year, it's probably going to be around noon, possibly 2 o'clock. So somewhere between noon and 2 is when we'll start, and the band will finish by 6 o'clock.
okay. So maximum noon to 6.
maximum. But we normally have been able to go out the night before on Friday. We usually check with Mr. Gary Clark. I'm sorry, I don't know his last name.
Gary.
Right.
Gary Clark. We normally check with him and his staff to make sure that we have all the particulars for security. Law enforcement here has been very assistant to us, the union, so we usually try and get out there on Friday night to make sure.
Which I'm sure there will be no problem with that because the 17th is on the Saturday. And that way you can start getting things set up on Friday night. So, because as far as I know, the amphitheater is not rented.
Not on
Yeah.
that Friday, I don't know.
And I do hope you have a really excellent turnout. I know I couldn't make it last year because of being off work sick, but the year before, you had a tremendous turnout then, according with Lieutenant Governor Susan Kraus was there too. And do you have any plans for any special?
We have several dignitaries who have been invited. We've talked to several of the offices. We've got some tentative individuals who have said that they were going to try and make it. I know that Senator Braun has said that at least one of his staff members would be there if he was not able to make that himself. But we took youth out to Washington, D.C. Last year. And so when we took them out there, they visited the offices of Senator Young and Senator Braun. And they asked them if they would consider being in Juneteenth 2023. So, we can deny our kids. So we're hopeful that we will see our representatives come in and celebrate the diversity that Lincoln County shows.
Good. Have you, and there again, I'm not telling you, I'm just asking. Have you checked with any of the dignitaries locally, whether it be the Veterans of Foreign War, the VAs, or any military?
It's very interesting you would ask that, Mayor, because what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure that we were looking at hometown first.
Mhm.
So the first year, we got people in town, clergymen and what have you. But this year, we wanted to do, it's all about helping the community. So Mrs. Debbie Wallach, we need to get in contact with her. And then Lily's House, which is actually the organization that's the helm for this, they are going to be sending out letters this month to each of the organizations. They're within the Chamber of Commerce. We did that last year, and so we want to make sure that people at home know. One of the things we're trying to do is get the breast cancer mobile, or the mammogram mobile, excuse me, out, because we know that in small communities, we have issues with individuals who, donations of blood, doing x-rays, taking care of ourselves. And that's the thing we need to do globally in a small communities.
Right.
We're hoping to see a little bit of a difference, and so we won't be having the big blow-up toys that we've had in the last couple of years, because we really want to focus on diversity and health this year.
Now, are you also going to have food vendors there that day? Or?
Well, I'm not sure if we're going to do, like, I know everybody has really enjoyed our barbecue each year, so
Mhm.
we're going to see what happens with it. We're wanting to see whether or not people will still come out for a healthy fair.
Okay. Any further questions from the board? Have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the request and also ensure that the amphitheater does not get rented on that Friday previous.
It's not. We've already checked on that.
Okay, so we just won't do that. Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. Matthew, do you second it?
Uh-huh.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew, to accept the request, waive the fees of the amphitheater for the Juneteenth, 10th or 10th, however you want to say it, celebration in the park. All those in favor signify saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you for coming before the board with your request.
On behalf of Lily's House and the participants that come out to Juneteenth, we thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving right along. Request from George Morris, temporarily close the first block of East Fifth Street, east of Benton, from 5 p.m. to 11 p.m. to hold a block party on Saturday, May 13th. How are you, sir?
Doing okay, how about yourself?
Doing pretty decent. This is something you've done for the last couple of years,
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
our third time, yeah, it's called our third annual Mother's Day weekend block party.
Right.
So far, it's been a pretty big hit. Neighbors are starting to pitch in now, so.
Well, good. You gonna have any music or anything
Oh, yeah,
done?
we have live band, and like we have the last few years, trying to add to it each year a little bit. You know, with bounce house for the kids, cornhole going on, got a food tent.
It's good to see events like this happening in Peru, because not only is it good for the city, but it's good for the neighborhoods. Because otherwise, you may only see your neighbor on the way to work or on the way home or walking by or something like this. And it gives a camaraderie for the whole block to come together. And not only that, but I'm sure you'll find other people from other blocks coming in and what?
Absolutely. You know, I had neighbors, I hate to admit it, but I didn't know their name I lived in our house for 13 years before we did our first block party, and I'll bet I knew 3 or 4 neighbors' names
Right.
on our own block. Now I know all their names. Maybe not all the last names, but I know
Okay.
their first names.
Fire chief, police chief, do you have any problem with that? The only thing I would suggest is that when you block the road, still leave, 15 foot so they can get a fire truck through there in case something would happen
Gotcha.
on one side or the other. It doesn't have to be down the middle, but you can
Okay.
come out one side or down. And even at that, with that being said, you can still utilize that space, provided that should something happen, within 30 seconds, you can move the chairs or what have you.
Okay. Gotcha.
So,
No problem.
make motion?
Do we, I think we need to amend the agenda. The request on the agenda is from 5P to 11P, but I'm reading on here, you really want it from noon to midnight, is that correct?
Yeah, we like to get things set up, like we gotta set up the bounce house, cornhole, the band trailer, things like that.
So I'm gonna make a motion to amend the request to reflect 12 noon to 12 midnight on May 13th.
And second.
Motion been made by Ron, seconded by Matthew to amend the request to read from 12 noon to midnight on 5/13/23. All those in favor signify saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Now I have a motion to approve the closure.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended request.
Second.
Motion by Matthew, seconded by Ron, that the amended request be approved to close the street on May 13th, 2023, from noon to midnight on 5/13/2023. All those in favor signify saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Next order of business, up, thank you. Up for communications. You have any?
No, sir.
You act like you almost had one.
I did. Never mind.
Okay. Anything from the audience? One thing I will let the audience know, and on the Snyder Electric, they have purchased 10 of the homes, and they're starting the demolition on them already. So it's not through anything that Snyder had done wrong. It's just part of their ongoing, which they've got a big article in the paper now on it and everything, to where they're continuing, for lack of a better word, their cleanup. So, with that, we're up for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor? Aye?
Aye.